Hello, my name is Sarah Hettwer, and this is my Life Map Agency final project. This is my presentation, and I'll be sharing with you my personal story of how I've navigated hardships, found my faith, and in which choices I made, and how I've come to understand human nature and the human condition, and found my own sense of agency within this world. This course has challenged me to reflect deeply on what it means to be a human. What shapes us, what limits us, and what empowers us? We've explored the idea that the human condition is often painful or unfair. I've looked at whether human nature is fixed or flexible. And I've asked myself, do I have agency even when the world pushes against me? This is my story and how I've come to answer those questions and for my introduction here. So I just want to give you guys a sense of myself. So I felt like I've always been made for something more as a person in this world, even though I didn't know it. Through experiences, both circumstantial and situational, I've had actions, reactions, and consequences that I've had to embrace and or endure to learn lessons and grow mentally, physically, and spiritually. My story is completely from my own experiences and perspective. I hope my personal experiences and perception can also reach others in some form of relativity, knowledge, or even hope. So welcome to the story of Sarah Hettwer. In this world, I'm currently defined as a divorced 39-year-old mother of three in their late teens. I'm a grandmother of one who is a current college student that is currently enrolled for the bachelor program in psychology and human development at Warner Pacific University. I am ultimately looking to get my doctorate in psychology with a focus on mental health and cognitive growth and development. I'm right now renting an apartment, which is in a downtown area with my boyfriend who I dated once in high school, and now we're back together. We have our dog, and both the dog and my boyfriend have been a huge part of my health, hope, and recovery from the awful divorce in which I am currently going through. I'm going to share through this presentation my own biography of my life and a little bit about myself, which includes some successes, some failures, and continued growth of agency and resilience. As I navigate this world, I continue to try to do the spiritual journey toward being in the presence of our God when it's my time. So, early life influences and who I was conditioned to be in the past, who I became in the future, and who I am now. I grew up in a world that taught me survival skills more than self-expression and reflection. My identity was shaped early by trauma, instability, and being forced to grow up fast. I became a mother young, and life moved fast around me. My choices were shaped by necessity, not freedom. I didn't realize it then, but I was already building the foundation for resilience. So as I go through my story, I do feel like everyone is preconditioned in the early stages of human life. We are taught to act, react, and particularly in ways that our parents and other surrounding people that are authority figures in our lives have shown us. Through the social status roles that most of us and our families are assigned, we have people that influence us more in certain ways than others, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. We can think of any of those groups of people that have preconditioned characteristics. They tend to have more of a social status, more of a higher situational awareness. But those who are non-preconditioned characteristics and were not taught at all can often feel alone and become or begin to feel a sense of disconnection. Finding my true self through turmoil and emotional suppression and some family dysfunction was not easy, but it was essential for me to feel and to learn the lessons that I needed to learn at that time. Not only learn those lessons, but I needed to feel the lessons at the same time, which my personal journey really expresses that. In my moments of crisis, most of those came in unspoken, unseen ways. My loss of a marriage, losing loved ones, kids, and them growing up. Taking care of kids altogether is a handful. Dealing with my husband and the nervousness in which he felt within our marriage, and reminding myself not to take on his burdens. I'm nervous and crisis about school, work. I felt exhausted before. Lack of love, living in someone else's terms. That was a good one. Like, I went through a lot throughout this divorce at this time, and now I'm starting to realize that I wasn't myself anymore. And as I'm going through all of this and recollecting and doing this project, it's reminding me that I am somebody who's worthwhile. So I'm finding myself in agency and resilience, and seeing myself bounce back. One of the darkest moments of my life was my marriage falling apart. I was emotionally isolated, raising children with very little support and struggling with my mental health. I experienced panic attacks, depression, and overwhelming anxiety. I felt like a prisoner to my own circumstances. For a long time, I believed I had no voice. I had no power and no way to change it. But as my kids grew older and I was able to see myself as a normal human being with emotional feelings that were worthwhile and worth expressing, I finally gained the courage to leave. I found myself making different choices, not only as a priority for my children, but for myself. My moments of resilience also lie within uh, my divorce. For me, having the courage to start to step away, I started to find myself once again being a normal person in life. I started to figure out what things I liked and I didn't like. I started to figure out the people that I wanted to be around and the people that I don't want to be around. I found support in ways and places that I never thought I'd find it ever again. Finding myself was a huge emotional, spiritual, and mental roller coaster. But as I'm working through this, depression has subsided somewhat. I haven't been talking to my family much because due to the divorce, everyone's been talking back and forth with each other. And I don't want to involve anyone in something that they're not ready for. Going through this on my own was very difficult. But I'm learning to trust not only my boyfriend, but other people that are within my life that actually show that they are real. Real in a sense that they're not sharing my own emotional or mental health or situational outcomes to anyone else. And I'm trying to make sure for myself that I still see real outcomes in my situations as well as I make personal choices for myself. New jobs, new experiences, new life choices, and new ways of living are more healthy for me now than they have been before. Finding a turning point. When I went through all this, something started to shift. One night I prayed, not out of hope, but out of desperation. I prayed. That prayer didn't fix everything, but it woke something up in me. I started school again and took steps to leave my toxic relationship. I advocated for my children's needs. These were small actions, but they were mine, and that's where agency begins. Small but intentional choices. A turning point in my life, finding God within my mess. I found God within my mess of choices and actions and responsibilities in which I had. I started to embrace him in ways that made me happy rather than ways that made me think why. Accomplishing things in life was a huge deal to me because it helped me to stay grounded within myself. It helps me to see that I can accomplish things, not only by myself or on my own, but it helps me to strive to be better as a person and as a mom. My kids are growing now, and I have a grandchild now, which I don't see very much of at this point, but I know they'll start to come around after all this is over. I'm just hoping for the healing process and for God to touch their hearts just like He's touched mine as I'm going through this as well. I've learned to love myself first again. Finding myself and loving myself was a big starter point to finding a new way of life. Loving myself and knowing that I am worth every time or every choice and every time that I needed for me was a big deal. I'm finding love in my new lifestyles as well. Finding love in my new lifestyle is realizing the situations in which I've been in, learning from those situations, and then letting them go. New lifestyle choices and new lifestyle itself means not only to make new decisions, but also to have new actions, reactions in the way that I talk, love, and see other people. Finding my voice and courage. Every day I feel like I'm finding my voice and my courage due to my depression. I used to close myself off and never want to leave my house. When those episodes came, I just wanted to sit in my room, lights off, movie going, and have no one ever call or talk to me. I wanted to be closed off from the world, and I didn't feel like I was worthy to see anyone else or have any worth of myself or worth my own being. Becoming able to organize my thoughts and to calm my impulsive actions has been a struggle, but it's something I work on every single day. Organizing my thoughts and my impulsive decisions are what led me to making an impulsive decision to marry my husband in the first place, and for me to go through most of the situational things that I've had done in my life. I know that finding God was huge because He came and He was able to calm the waters. He pretty much calmed my soul to the point where I can have the courage to find something new. Finding meaning, claiming my agency. Finding the meaning in this world and primary purpose to life has been a huge effort for me to do. I've also found my happiness in what I've been good. Oh, I found my happiness in what I have been given, good or bad. Having situational awareness not only means that you are aware of the situation that is in front of you, behind you, and at hand, but you are situationally aware of, even though it's good, embrace it. Have a great time in it. And if it's bad, embrace it too. Because bad does not mean bad. Bad means there's a situation that needs to be dealt with, and it needs your full on attention. Then claim your joy in it. When good and bad situations come, claim your joy within both of them. Enjoy that you have a bad situation, because you could be somebody that has something even worse. There's always somebody out there that's going through something. Just claim your joy in which you have people to turn to or talk to or have someone to help you through something. As I move forward, I started to understand that even in a broken system, I could empower decisions. I could launch my own small business. I returned to school full time. I faced eviction, financial crisis, and mental health battles. But I didn't give up, and I haven't given up. I've come to now realize that I'm not just shaped by my story. I have the power to shape it. The human condition, the actions and reactions to situations, preconditioning that was taught throughout my life and is not always the right way. Learning that talking through situations are not bad. In this course, it's helped me to see that human condition affects all of us. We all face suffering, grief, trauma, inequality, but we also all have longed for meaning, connection, and peace. Life is hard, but it's not hopeless. The world often feels unjust, but I have learned we can still carve out spaces of healing, love, and justice, especially for others who feel unseen, unheard, or don't even have a voice. Human nature. In human nature, I believe people live in a fight or fight, freeze natural reactions to situations in human nature. Reconditioning that behavior can be difficult, but it can be done. It can only be done by exploring the reasons for the reaction or exploring where the fear in each one of us may be. Then it is retraining your mind, your body, and reactions in new ways. This can take time, but it can be done. I believe that human nature is a mixture of brokenness and beauty. People can be selfish and cruel, but they can also can grow and change and become more in every aspect of their life, especially compassionate. I've seen it in myself and I've seen it in others. Human nature isn't fixed. It's shaped by the experience, the pain, and the love and the purpose in which we all have as human beings. What agency means to me? To me, agency means knowing that I have a voice and using it. It means accepting my past but not being defined by it. It means standing up for what is right even when I'm scared. My agency is rooted within my faith in my motherhood and in every moment I choose to keep going when it would have been easier just to give up. Yes, agency is at the core of my soul, and it's in every lesson, situation, reasoning, and reasons for the reactions and exploring myself even more deeper than I have been. I'm finding that the more I explore about myself, the more comfortable I am in my own skin. And this is my story isn't perfect, but it is real, and it's still being written. I've learned that living with agency doesn't mean having control. It means having courage. The world doesn't always change quickly, but I can still show up every day as someone who believes in growth, healing, and choices. And that's what agency means to me. Thank you.
Are you okay?
Yeah.